Camu Mog's body was thrown, destroying everything in its path from the festival stalls to buildings. Dolores was wearing the Nighthound costume. She began to observe the rubble in silence, not knowing what was happening or where someone as powerful as Camu Mog had come from, capable of summoning the undead. The people were somewhat surprised and everyone began to talk among themselves. With a surprised expression, a man started pointing at the rubble with his finger and asked his friend if she had seen the Nighthound. The friend turned towards him and with a confused look nodded her head. Among the crowd was Rose. With a smile, she took a bite of the fruit skewer and her eyes began to shine with satisfaction. Dolores approached the wall that was destroyed and began to inspect carefully. The man who was behind Rose became somewhat confused, turned to his friend, and asked why it smelled like a decomposing corpse. At first, the friend felt somewhat surprised but then said she didn't know. Dolores took off the Nighthound mask and her eyes widened with concern. After thinking calmly, her jaw dropped in surprise. Realizing that the Nighthound had taken Camu Mog somewhere else to avoid hurting the people at the festival. She clasped her hands together, closed her eyes, and with a sad expression, concentrated, she began to pray for everything to go well and for the Nighthound not to be hurt. Vika's attack was so powerful that Camu Mog's body was sent flying from the festival until it reached a nearby forest, destroying the trees in the area and creating a great curtain of smoke. Several seconds later, Camu Mog stood up, clenched her fists, and her eyes widened with joy as an excited smile spread across her face because she was happy to have encountered the Nighthound again. While Vika's eyes were shining with hatred, he began staring at her and walking toward her. With a furious gaze, he decided it was time to say goodbye. Upon hearing this, Camu Mog started sweating and panicked, asking him to wait a moment since she wanted to talk to him. Vikas did not lose a second and drew the Beelzebub sword. The blade began to release a powerful mana and our boy made it clear that he was not going to show any weakness like last time. Vikas started walking towards her, ready to finish her off once and for all, but just before he could take another step, someone shouted that they were in the area. Upon hearing this, Camu Mog turned around and both she and Vikas went into panic and confusion. It was a group of knights armed with spears. Seeing this, Camu Mog suggested going somewhere else. But Vikas began to show the purple ring he wore on his finger and with a confident expression explained that there was no need for that. Vikas' eyes began to shine with confidence. He activated the ring and revealed that he had a gift left by her comrade. It was the Divine Immortal's ring, which had the power to create a barrier. Vikas activated the ring, causing a powerful flash to begin emerging from it. Camu Mog put her arms in front of her face to avoid going blind. They appeared in a completely different place, with swords stuck in the ground and several statues, among which were those of a child and a man. The statues were gigantic. Camu Mog and Vikar appeared in this strange place and remained silent. Vikar's attention was fixed on the statues, and his eyes widened with rage. The statues were of Hugo as a young man and Osiris when he was a child. This was a space that reflected the psychological state of Setla Baskerville, whose body had been taken by the demon Andromelius. Camu Mog began to look around, and her eyes widened in surprise upon seeing that this was a barrier. She couldn't help but feel somewhat curious upon seeing statues of the Baskerville family. Her gaze fixed on Vikar, and her eyes began to shine with confidence since now she had no doubt that he was part of the Baskerville family. She began to gaze toward the ground and caught our boy's attention, asking him to take off his mask as she needed to check something. Vikar started observing her in silence, not knowing what she had in mind. Camu Mog's eyes filled with hatred and despair since, due to the rules of the contract, she could not take off her mask or reveal her identity, nor could she say her name to make herself known. She hoped that Vikar would cooperate with her. But once she raised her head, her eyes widened in confusion since our boy's sword was right in front of her. Luckily, she reacted in time, clenched her teeth, and moved away at the last second, dodging the attack. She panicked and asked our boy to wait. Vikar paid no attention and continued attacking. He started attacking her using the sword. But she summoned a barrier and began blocking the attacks. Vika's eyes began to shine with determination since he was not willing to leave her alive. This time, upon seeing our boy's expression, Camu Mog couldn't help but clench her teeth, and her eyes widened with concern, realizing that this was not good. With a piercing gaze, Vika lunged at her, ready to attack again. From her perspective, Vika was a monster. She couldn't keep up with him and would never have thought he had become this strong. Vika swung the sword forcefully, breaking the barrier she had summoned. Camu Mog put her arms in front of her head, and in the process, our boy's sword caused several cuts on her arms. Blood began to emerge from the wounds. She clenched her teeth tightly and could not help but feel somewhat furious. Her eyes began to shine with hatred, and her gaze fixed on Vika. She asked the demon Seer to let her borrow her power. Seer emerged, began to touch her lip with her finger, and with a curious expression asked how much power she needed. Without hesitating for even a second, Camu Mog said half, and upon hearing this, a wicked smile spread across Seer's face. Seer's eyes began to shine with joy, and with a smile. She said that in exchange she wanted half a day. Camu Mog started staring at Vika with an enraged expression and accepted without hesitation. They made a deal, and Camu Mog received half of Seer's power. She extended her hand toward Vika, and just before he could take another step, hands emerged from the ground and captured his legs. Our boy looked at the ground and couldn't help but fall into confusion. At that moment, a powerful magic circle appeared under his feet, and from it, the undead began to emerge. Our boy started staring silently at Camu Mog. She used Seer's power to summon a powerful giant monster with two heads behind her. She extended her hand toward Vika, and with a furious gaze, she made it clear that if he did not remove the mask, then she had no choice but to forcibly take it off. She commanded the monsters, who began to charge at our boy with ferocity. But just before they could take another step, time stopped and Vika attacked. He freed himself from the undead that had grabbed onto his legs, and with a murderous expression, he moved quickly. And using the Beelzebub sword, cut the monsters into pieces. And while they were falling to the ground, our boy started staring intently at Camu Mog, making it clear that he was not going to give up so easily. Camu Mog's eyes widened in surprise and fear. She panicked upon seeing that not even half of Seer's power was enough to stop Vika. She fell into despair and asked Seer to give her more power. As expected, the demon began to smile and in return said she wanted 16 hours. Camu Mog accepted again since she didn't care. Seer lent her more power. Camu Mog extended her hands and summoned a magic circle from which a powerful undead serpent made of skeletons emerged and began to advance quickly toward our boy. Vika reacted in time and grabbed the serpent by its fangs. Without much effort, he broke the serpent's fangs, and while his eyes were shining with rage, he started staring intently at Camu Mog. Upon seeing this, Camu Mog's eyes filled with surprise. She invoked another magic circle, clenched her teeth, and asked for more power again. Seer said that in exchange she wanted 20 hours. Camu Mog summoned another serpent and several monsters, but Vika moved quickly, swung the sword forcefully, and once again cut the monsters into pieces. Our boy's attention focused on her, and his mind filled with confusion upon seeing that these were careless attacks, realizing that she was trying to restrain him instead of attacking him. Upon seeing that the attack had failed again, Camu Mog's eyes began to shine with hatred. She could not understand why nothing seemed to work. She summoned another undead serpent. Vika jumped and once again tore the serpent apart as if it were nothing. Camu Mog lowered her head and asked for more power again. Who was beside her said she wanted 20 more hours. Camu Mog said she wanted even more power. The demon's eyes began to shine with wickedness, and a demonic smile spread across her face. In exchange for giving her more power, she wanted 20 more hours. Using the power of Seer, Camu Mog summoned a horde of ghosts which began to fly around our boy. Vika stood still without knowing what was happening. He clenched his fist and using all his strength struck the ghosts. In the blink of an eye, the horde of ghosts pounced on our boy, creating a great curtain of smoke. Camu Mog placed her hands on her knees and began to pant heavily. Saya, who was behind her, started to observe her with a curious expression. After catching her breath, she lifted her head and saw that the horde of ghosts was flying in the air, with Vikar's body trapped in the middle. She began to observe him and asked him to be good and take off his mask. Instead of responding, our boy started to gaze toward the ground in silence. Then his eyes began to shine with determination and his gaze fixed on Camu Mog. Using the sword, he freed himself from the ghost's bindings and descended elegantly to the ground. Camu Mog's attention was fixed on him and her eyes widened in surprise and confusion. Our boy cut the ghosts into small pieces, and while the fragments were falling to the ground, he stood up and began walking toward her. Seeing this, Camu Mog's mind filled with confusion as she did not know why Vikar was trying to kill her. Despite being wounded all over, Vikar did not stop and his eyes began to shine with hatred. A question came to Camu Mog's mind. She did not know what kind of hell our boy had been through to despise demons so much. In a desperate attempt, she summoned another magic circle, causing an undead to begin emerging from the ground. Our boy clenched his fist and prepared to put an end to this battle. From the depths of her heart, she hoped that Vikar would recognize her. She fell to her knees on the ground and begged Vikar to find her. At that moment, a large number of undead corpses emerged from the magic circle right in front of her. She created a barrier of undead between her and Vikar, then fell to her knees on the ground and lowered her head. She thought there was no way Vikar would recognize her anymore. But to her surprise, our boy decided to ask her a question. Upon hearing this, her eyes widened in surprise and confusion. Vikar asked why she was trying to subdue him instead of hitting him. Camu Mog lifted her head and began looking at the barrier without knowing what to say. Instead of trying to break the barrier, our boy stood still and asked why she wanted to take off his mask and why her eyes behind the mask were so sad. He soon realized that she wanted to tell him something but couldn't. She did not respond. Vikar gained momentum and delivered a strong punch to the barrier of the undead. Camu Mog closed her eyes, clenched her teeth, and prepared to face the cruel fate. After passing through the barrier, our boy gently struck Camu Mog's mask, causing it to slowly begin to break. The memories of when our boy was young came to his mind. In the past, when he was sparring and standing in front of a stone wall, he also thought this before: if he returned to her side, what would it mean? Vikar took off the mask, and while his eyes were shining with joy, with a smile he said that it had been a while. Camu Mog's mask broke into pieces and her eyes filled with tears and joy. Our boy saw little Camu Mog crying on her face. This is the end of the video.